Got enough of every melody, they all sound the same. Yeah. For my broken heart, no remedy, but maybe if you stay, we can get away with it. Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby.
Hey guys, how's it going? Adrian here. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be going over 5 mistakes people make when shredding. But first, I'm hungry and I've been craving some Subway. Okay, so I got a foot-long chicken strip sub with some cheese and a bit of veggies, and yeah, I think I'm gonna enjoy it. Pretty good, pretty good. Haven't had Subway in a while. We're just craving like a full foot long. But yeah, this is gonna satisfy the craving. Okay, so I finished my Subway and I had to move places. It was too hot over there. So I've come down here, which is next to my gym, because I need to check out Super Cheap Auto after this, but I'm in a nice shade area. So the 5 mistakes I'm gonna go through today, I have made these mistakes myself, and I think a lot of people would be making these mistakes as well when they're dieting or shredding. And the good thing about these mistakes are that once you go through them, you learn from them and you get to be better the next time around. Mistake number 1 is drastically changing up your diet right from the start. Now it would seem like common sense, right? I want to lose some weight, so I'm just gonna eat some less food. Now this may work in the short term, but as soon as your diet progresses, this is where it starts to become a problem. When your body's been used to eating a certain amount of calories, like up here, and you drastically drop it down low, you risk tapping into that. Some of that weight loss will be tapped into your muscle mass. You increase losing more of the muscle mass that you work so hard for. And secondly, it also reduces your metabolic rate, which in return makes it a lot harder to lose weight and maintain your weight basically. So when you're shredding, you need to make sure your metabolic rate as high as you can keep it. Now what I would suggest for when starting a shred is to have about a 10% deficit of what your maintenance calories are. So say for example your maintenance calories are 2,500, 10% would be 250, so 2,250 or in that 2,300 range. Anywhere between that would be a good starting point to start with your shred, and then as soon as the diet progresses, that's where you slowly start to reduce your calories or up the cardio later on. Now mistake number 2 is similar to number 1, and this is adding way too much cardio and completely changing up your training routine. Now yes, I know you might be motivated right at the start that you really want to lose the weight off, but once you start doing 2-3 hours of cardio from the first week, what's going to happen 3-4 weeks down from the line when your weight loss stalls? Are you going to be doing 4, 5, 6 hours of cardio just to keep losing weight? Now yes, cardio does have a lot of positives, but when added way too quickly into a diet, that's when he starts having some problems. First of all, you're going to be probably in a way too much of a deficit, which you're going to be losing more muscle mass like I said earlier. And secondly, you could be working way too much harder than you actually need to. So now what I would recommend is having probably adding 1 cardio session in per week from the start. So what I do is I add 20 minutes in. I do 1 20-minute session, then I slowly do 2, 3. Right now I'm at 3 20-minute sessions per week. As soon as my weight loss stalls, if 1 week goes by and nothing changes, I will add in another 20-minute cardio session. Or I reduce my calories. But with cardio, it's best to keep it at little increments and count the overall time that you do cardio for the whole week. And now with training as well, I made this mistake before when I was a very, starter, like a beginner, and I've heard this from multiple people as well. And this is when people start shredding, they automatically assume that you need to be 15, 20 reps in doing workouts like that, just so you can burn the fat off your arms and your chest a lot quicker. Now that there's nothing wrong with doing high rep workouts, I truly believe that a well-balanced, optimal training routine will have a range of low and high rep ranges. But it's not where you completely change up your training routine and only think doing high reps will get you shredded more quickly. The only way you're gonna get shredded is by being in a deficit and losing off the body fat. The body fat is what covers up your muscle mass. And in order to do that, it's not by doing high reps. Now remember this, whatever training routine you were doing in your bulking and the maintenance phase is the exact same training routine, making sure you're progressively overloading, is the exact same training routine you should be doing while shredding. Hope you enjoyed that little edit there. I'm going to go through points 3 and 4 while doing a bit of a commentary over the rest of the workout. So, mistake number 3 is setting unrealistic expectations and not tracking. Now, it's not a good idea to lose as much fat as you can in a short amount of time. I've been there, done that 3 months insane transformation where I've got most of my subscribers from. But crash dieting is not good for your health, and it makes it very hard for you to maintain your weight after the weight loss, since you'll most likely gain it all back once your diet ends. Having realistic expectations and understanding that weight loss is a gradual process will help you stay on track and not get discouraged. Now, what I would recommend is starting off, yes, you can lose a lot of weight quickly. I would keep it aiming for about 1 kilo per week. Once you start getting, depending on how much body fat you have, but once you start getting to a low body fat percentage, then maxed out, it should be 0.5 kilos per week and no more than that. And make sure you're tracking your calories. Now, the formula for weight loss is simple, right? The amount of calories burned has to be greater than the amount of calories consumed. Yes, you could be eating healthy, but you could still be eating way too much if you're not tracking your calories while eating healthy foods. So such as if you're putting condiments or any sauces over your food or salads, make sure you're tracking these, because these little, even just a tablespoon of a salad dressing could have a lot more calories than you would actually be thinking about. Mistake number 4 is skipping meals and restricting yourself way too much. So probably the most common mistake when people make is trying to lose weight is skipping breakfast or dinner. It kind of seems logical at first if you reduce your caloric intake, this way you'll lose weight faster. However, skipping meals not only slows down your metabolism, but makes it much more likely for you to snack or overeat later in the day as the adrenaline levels start to rise throughout the day. Make sure you eat a healthy, nutrient-rich breakfast that will give you energy and prevent you from eating too much later on throughout the day. Now, this could be a combination of good carbs with some high fiber and high protein meals. I normally just stick with a high carb and high fiber, as I like to have my protein later throughout the day. Another mistake connected to restrictions is cutting out your favorite, I would say, bad foods completely out of your diet. This usually leads to serious cravings, and to satisfy those cravings, you either eat too much of other foods, or if you go way too long enough, you'll end up binging on your favorite foods and kind of giving up on your diet altogether. Now, what I would recommend is having sensible sized portions that will satiate you and won't make you feel way too full, and then also having cheat meals in throughout the week, maybe 1 to 2 cheat meals per week. It will help you deal with those cravings and allows you to stay on your diet a lot longer. Okay, so the 5th and final mistake that people make when shredding is not having a plan after you finish your shred. Now, I've done this every single time I've shredded down. Every time I've finished, I have not had a plan, and I've just started binge eating, and that physique that I just built up in the 3-4 months of shredding down completely goes away. It only takes about, trust me, 3 to 4 days of eating whatever you want to completely change your whole physique, and the amount of fat and water weight that you gain, you probably can't even tell that last week you were shredded. Okay, so what I would recommend is doing reverse dieting. This is what I'm gonna do this time around after I finish my shred. Let's say I'm at 8% body fat, I'm gonna want to get to around 12 to 15%, and that's where I feel like would be a healthy body fat percentage for me to be at. And I'll still look very lean, like my abs won't be that defined, but I will still have really good pumps and the rest of my body will still look really good. So now what I will be doing this time around is figuring out what my maintenance calories are. Say if it's 2,500, I will do a slight slurp. So say 2,700, and I will create another 8 to 12 week plan just for my eating. So whatever my cravings are, if I feel like eating donuts, burgers, pizza, whatever it is, I will literally create a plan day by day. One day if I want a burger, I'll fit that burger in and make sure I eat healthy for the rest of those meals. So still be counting calories, and I'll be basically doing a slight bulk, making sure I get up to that 12 to 15% body fat, and around that time you can change it up and see how you're progressing. Okay, so that was the 5 mistakes that people make while shredding. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button and subscribe, and let me know what other type of videos you would like to see in the future. Thanks for watching. See you guys in the next one.